So will the iPad mini be Apple's next smash hit? Joining us today is Brian Jackson, the editor of ITBusiness.ca. Good to see you, Brian. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks a lot for having me.
Now, you were monitoring the event. Is this everything you expected, and will this be successful for Apple?
Yeah, it is what we expected today. Certainly, all the speculation leading up to the event was for a 7.9-inch iPad mini, and that's what we saw. But Apple also had a lot of other announcements, of course, updating its MacBook line, its iMac line, and even talking about getting into the education sector.
When we look at this new mini iPad and the price point, looking at $329, $659 or so on the high end, who do you think Apple is going after? What kind of consumer?
Well, it's interesting. With the $329 price point, I'm a little bit surprised they didn't go for $299 to really put themselves more in comparison with those 7-inch Android tablets, some of which sell for $200 on the market. So what Apple is doing is saying, we'll give you that form factor choice. You can have that mid-sized tablet, a little bit smaller than the 10-inch screen, and pay a little bit less for it, but we're still the premium device in that area. So we're not the value Android device that you can buy for $200. We'll give you the form factor option, and you're going to pay for it.
Are they trying to create a new market itself, or are they really going after some of the competitors, like the Google Android tablet or the Kindle Fire, for example?
You know, it's a bit of both. Definitely, the iPad did create the tablet market. A lot of people I talked to today, they say things like, hey, I hear Microsoft is coming out with their version of the iPad. So it's almost like the iPad is more synonymous with being a tablet, and people don't really even refer to them as tablets. So I think Apple has created the category, but they are responding to the smaller screen sizes with this release.
So, Brian, take us into January, let's say. What do you think holiday sales will be like for the iPad, the Mini, the Nexus, and so on? How is the whole sector going to shake out? Is this a bit of a risk for Apple? Will they cannibalize their sales? Will there be resistance to these price points here?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it shakes out in the end. What do consumers really want in a screen size? But I think no matter what happens, Apple wins in the end. They're giving people more options to buy the form factor they really want. Give them the screen size options that they want to own. So they're going to get them into the Apple Store, and people know that they can have exactly what they want. I think even if it does cannibalize some of the larger tablet sales, it's okay, because at the end of the day, your money is going into Apple's pockets. So I think that this move will allow Apple to continue to dominate the tablet space.
You know, Brian, but I look at, there's so many devices, even just within Apple's products, right? You have the normal iPad, you have the iPhone.
Right.
If I'm their consumer, I'm thinking to myself, why would I buy the iPad mini? What does it bring to me that I don't have already?
Yeah. Well, most people still don't own a tablet, so it gives people that new option. Maybe you're an entry-level consumer, and you've been waiting, you think that iPad is too similar to having a laptop maybe, and it's just too big to tote around. Now you have that new option, a little bit more portable of a screen size, a little bit lower price point. I think they're just trying to capture all of the people that maybe don't have a tablet yet, and of course those people that are real enthusiasts and want to have a whole assortment of devices.
Is there a risk, Brian, that they'll have too many products on sale during the holiday season? If you're going in there, you've only got a budget for so many people, so many things, a new iPhone, a refreshed iPad, a mini iPad. Will people buy one or two or none? How will that work?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if people who just bought the iPhone 5, say, feel like, hey, I already have a 4-inch screen. It runs the same operating system. Do I really need to go and get a new 7.9-inch screen? Maybe not, but I think that what Apple has done, again, is to create a lot of options for people. So you know that you want to get into that whole Apple ecosystem, say, and the big advantage they do have is offering a lot of great apps that are optimized for tablets. So they look great on that screen that's a bit larger than the smartphone, and now people have even more options on how to access those tablets.
3 days from now, we're going to see the Microsoft Surface. What do you know about that? Do you think this is going to be a big threat for Apple?
Yeah, I think Apple definitely with the timing of this announcement today, is seeing Microsoft's big Windows 8 announcement when the Surface tablet will also be released on Friday, and they're trying to steal some of the thunder and with their announcement today. So definitely the Surface tablet might be seen as more of a productivity tool, of more of along the business line of things. One thing you'll be able to do with the Surface that you can't do with an iPad maybe is actually have different content panes on the same window. The iPad, you're always looking at one thing at a time. The Microsoft Surface, you can split those content panes, look at two things at once, like a web browser and an instant message chat, for instance.
Brian, what about Apple on the whole? It seems kind of trendy right now to maybe say they're slowing down, they're not the same kind of company without Steve Jobs. And maybe it gets more and more difficult to innovate and to move the needle when you're that big. What's the future here, short term, for the company?
Apple is the largest capital value corporation in the world, and I think it's under tremendous scrutiny. So even if they do release products that are innovative, people are constantly saying, hey, you really have to wow us with every 12-month product cycle, or else we're going to find any error in your product and really pick it apart. But the fact is, I think Apple is still on top of its game. They made record sales on the iPhone 5 launch, and I wouldn't be surprised to see this iPad mini flying off the shelves before the Christmas season.